Good day to all of our listeners and viewers today. I'd just like to welcome Joanna Zhang, and she is the founder or CEO of Operation Genius. And it's just a fantastic opportunity to have Joanna with us today and sharing her insights into what can make your life a lot easier and help you to really focus on your genius. So, Joanna, it's a pleasure having you here today, and thank you for taking the time to be with us.
Oh, thanks for spending me time together with every one of you. Really appreciate.
Okay, fantastic. So, Joanna, would you just like to start by telling us a little bit about what you do?
Right. I think in a common, no, probably language everyone can understand is that we provide strategic outsourcing in the VA field. But by saying that, because we recently recognized as the world first fraction of VA service providers, probably that can explain a bit better what we do. Is more like we, instead of providing individual talent to the business, we customize our solutions and teams and then to suitable for the business needs and the budget to help them to scale up. I hope that makes sense. Is it clear?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you really adjust and you actually design the services that you offer based on what your client needs. They're not locked in sort of very rigid structures, so to speak. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks
Mm,
for the interpretation. Yeah, that's right.
okay,
Yeah.
great. So, what sort of clients do you generally tend to work with?
Right. So during the past years, when we actually offer this solution to the business, what we find is apparently we can't help everyone, right? And then we found that there's a particular clients, especially in the growing phase, we can add the most values. Probably the two main categories. One is the solopreneurs, like a lot of them are professionals, consultants, they're doing the business by themselves. They often need someone work with them closely, but at the same time they find that this person probably has a limit on the talents, on the skills, so they need some other help to help them, even for the key team member or themselves, to focus on their genius. So at that particular moment our team can actually kick in to customize. If they need other skills other than this key person supporting them, we can actually support everything else around, the business needs. So basically to get more time and energy back to help the business to grow. Yeah, so that's for the solopreneurs. The other category can be B2B service. In this kind of categories, you often find that they already have a team members, right? So a few team members, but they often find that there's a gaps in the teams that they are not ready to hire full-time, part-time staff to fill in the gaps. So what's gonna happen is the majority of the time, business owner will take on those tasks, or key team member will take on those tasks. But by saying that, it's actually not in their genius, they drain the energies, they actually become a bottleneck, they can't really scale up, like as per their wishes. So in that case, our team can again customize our skills and fill in those gaps within their budget. So these are the two main categories we found what can add the most value.
Okay, fantastic. And with the clients that you actually serve, what do you find are their biggest challenges generally?
Right, great question. I would go to those two categories, like that probably make people can resonate with it. You can see which challenge you most coming up. So for solopreneurs, most likely is that for solopreneurs, most of the challenges, a lot of them actually, they are very sufficient by doing something themselves. Or put another way, they're at a stage of feeling that it's a bit hard to delegate to others, either because of trust or because they couldn't find someone as good as they are, or they just generally feeling that it's not efficient. When they actually explaining everything to the other person, they feel, oh, I'm just so quick. I just do it by myself. Yeah, I think we've all been there, right? So something
Mm,
I have to explain to, why don't I just do it by myself? So that actually the convenience and the efficiency somehow become a little bottleneck for the long term. And a lot of our clients like coming to us at the stage of they tried everything, they drain off. Is I had to find someone to help me now. Otherwise, I can't move on. So that's the common challenges the solopreneurs are facing. Yeah. So for the B2B areas, the common challenge can be they feel like we're okay, like we having teams and we can grow and I can do this task and the team member can do this task. But I'll give you an example. We used to have help a accountant business. So this accountant business actually hire other accountants to help the business, right? At the same token, the other accountants is looking after the admins and the social media.
Mm.
However, that's not their genius and that's not their main area of doing, right? And the rate is quite high for business owner to hire an accountant to do that. So by saying that is actually causing the deficiency of the social media management and then causing the frustration sometimes for team members. Also financially, they get some burden as well, right? Because it's not cost effective in that sense that if they know that when they found us, they thought, oh, that's perfect what we need because we don't need another full-time, part-time social media manager. We're not there yet. But what you provide can 100% just fill in those 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week and reduce, stop. It's a lot of flexibility there. So I think it's about the mindset of exploring for B2B is exploring the opportunities and resources to help you really go out of the comfort zone instead of putting everything on our own shoulder. The shoulder, I'm a B2B business owner too. Yeah, so just open eyes, keep looking for the resources. Yeah, I think that's the bottleneck. Mm.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know myself without those virtual assistants or the assistants that are provided, the business just like you said, it bottlenecks because you're too busy doing things that really aren't your swim lane, like you described with the accountant story. And it's just
Yeah.
great to have someone like you to go to and say, "Hey, Joanna, I need someone to do this, or I need someone to do this. Can you find me someone?" Without having to go through all the grueling tasks of actually trying to do it yourself and then probably not doing it that well. And then, realizing that perhaps you can't do it that well and then trying to source
Mm.
someone. Whereas if someone can go directly to you and go, "Hey, I've got this needs to be done. Can you sort it for me?" would make life so much easier.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, when you're mentioning about it, that reminds me our mission and passion is because I personally experience a lot of challenges and hurdles and frustrations and stress when I'm dealing with other team members. And then I found that there's a quality issue, the timeline issue, deadline issues, and I have to constantly find some things for them to do. I experienced that the whole thing. So
Mm.
for me, I feel like when I provide this service to others, I literally wanted to reduce their stress, not give them extra stress, because I believe if someone has worked with a VA before, you somehow probably experience different kind of stress by working with someone else. Because one thing is we need to go out of the comfort zone. The other thing is the people is with the people. Is a lot of unexpected things may happen. Is very out of control type of thing. So but fortunately I figure out a way to really structure the team to make sure there's backup and a streamlined system so we are the ones to handle those stress so we wanted to be able to just focus on the genius. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for mentioning that.
Yeah, fantastic. So what's the greatest advice you could get to our viewers and our listeners?
Well, I think that's really a good question because there's so many aspects. Actually, when we're talking about this area, it sounds easier. But actually, if we go to the root, probably is a lack of control. It's something that I personally experienced from my leadership journey as a person, because I was the one who needed certainty a lot.
Hmm.
I wanted to control the situation. I wanted to control the workflow. I want to control the team members that make sure that it falls into my plan. And then that was the challenge I had. The more I control, the more I fall into the trap that either restricting myself, slowing down, or creating more conflicts because I couldn't let go. I couldn't ease. I couldn't give other opportunities to shine. So that was my personal journey. When I gradually let go more and more control, allowed unexpected thing happen, give other people space, respect, I found that naturally there a lot of surprise may happen. And I think that applies to a lot of areas of our life. It's not just for work. Because since I practiced of letting go of the control part, ultimately is to find the certainty and the safety within myself, right? So I started to believe everything happens for a reason. It's nothing like someone is trying to harm you or anything.
Mm.
I just learn from the flow and keep evolving. I found I'm losing up more and more. And when I do that, my team has changed, my family relationship changed, with my kids, conversation has changed. I changed. So yeah, of course, it started for myself. So everything around me, boom, 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 it's like a puzzle, just all changed. Probably from the outsourcing point of view, I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs probably start from there to start with. That's the first step because if we don't want it to let go and keep holding on, we only actually will put more burden on ourselves and slowing down the growth and feel more drained and frustrated.
Mm.
Probably, yeah. Think about it to the way to loosen up, give other people, give ourselves a chance to see the surprise opportunity, explore more unlimited possibilities. That's what I would say. Yeah.
Oh, that's great advice. Thank you very much. So, are there any free resources or anything you'd like to share with our listeners and viewers today?
Oh, I'd love to do that. We have a free guide on, especially for the solopreneurs, because you did ask about the question, because I realized a lot of people could stuck in the area. So we have a free guide about how to save your time, get energy back by delegation. So I have this free guide for a few areas you can start to think of to delegate, right? So, and by any chance that if you feel after you read it, you feel like you need some ideas or collaborations or inspirations, feel free to, connect with me on LinkedIn and have a chat because I love to give you some ideas from my experience and probably can help you to navigate your way out, how you start to delegate or maybe start delegate more strategically. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Joanna. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today, and I just want to thank you for the time that you've spent with us and actually sharing your knowledge and your wisdom about people can actually really start to focus on their genius and really start to think about where they can let go and not be so controlling so their business can grow and take that next natural step in its evolution.
That's wonderful. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you so much, Joanna.